Hello everybody, GL1 here. Welcome to the premier online toy museum. And today I'm going to share with you my latest purchase, which is Godzilla 2023 or Godzilla Minus One. And this one comes from Bandai. And I was a little leery about getting this, but it was $5 off with my GameStop discount. And so for 20 bucks, I said, well, let's give it a shot. And I've got to say, I am pretty happy with it. What I really like about it is its awesome articulation. As you can see here, you can really have him in a position like, he's stomping, he's looking angry, but also kind of cute. And you can really swivel these hips around. They have a pretty big gap, but that allows you to swivel them. You can swivel the foot around. The knee moves easily. You have wrists that move in all directions. You have a ratcheted forearm and a ratcheted shoulder, so it kind of holds its position. You can see you have the Godzilla Minus One spikes on the back. You have a ball joints in the tail that don't move too much, but they do give you some movement. The neck gives you a lot of expression. And the jaw, you can kind of he can talk out of the side of his mouth, hey, what are you guys doing over there, or roar. And if you like, you can take the jaw off, you can pull it out, which is not super easy. Might need, some kind of like soft pliers if you can't get it with your fingers, but you don't want to damage it. So if you do have to use pliers, I would put paper towels around the tooth grip on the pliers so you don't scratch the plastic. And then you take this, it comes with this, and then you just look, now he's got like just no jaw, and you snap that in, and there you go, he's doing his blast. So, so pretty cool. Comes with the leg off. Things pop off easily. The thigh popped off. You just pop it in, but it pops. Might come out a little bit easily, but you can pop it back in. The same with one of the arms. And you can pull the tail off if you want. If you're storing them in a plastic bag or something like that. But anyway, I like it. The feel of the plastic. It's not too light. It's a little bit of a soft plastic, so if you drop it, it's not going to crack. And I wanted to show you to compare that with the Godzilla from the latest movies. They're not that different in size. As you can see, about the same height. The head is the same size. Now, this Godzilla, these are only $10. So, all right, you got to be a little forgiving. But articulation-wise, you do get a lot of movement in the tail, but it's just one ball joint. You can see here, you get some movement in this tail, not quite as much. And you do have 3 joints, but they really don't work very well. All you get is forward and back in the hip, and then you can not really even move the feet. They just are on there. You can turn them a little bit. But you can see the toes are a similar design. He's got 4 toes, but the Godzilla Minus One has that really big front toe. They both have the 4 fingers. So the point I'm making is that you could play with this with your King Kong toys instead of the Godzilla that comes with that set because it's about the same size. Now you want to put his flame in. You can see there's a hole in the roof of his mouth, and you just you try to work that in there, and it'll I guess actually turn it this way. And there. And so he's got a blast. But I think the blast from our new Godzilla is a little bit more impressive. But anyway, so the point is you can play with it with the other ones. If you want to see how it scales with King Kong, okay, so here's King Kong scaled with both Godzillas. So, it's not that different. I think it's a kind of a shame that Godzilla's head looks like it would pretty much fit inside King Kong's mouth. So that would be rough. But of course, Godzilla does have his, heat blast, so that would not go really well for King Kong if he did something there. But I think it's very playable, and then you would get much more articulation. Now I wanted to show you also the Nika um, or NECA. I'm sorry, NECA Godzilla. Now I have all of these. They really had the contract for Godzilla for quite a while, and as you can see, it's much bigger, much heavier. There's certain things that articulate better and certain things that don't. You don't get easily articulated hips. They don't move as much. The knees, forget about it on this one. I mean, you could see there's a joint, but I can't move it. I'm going to break it. So I'd probably put it in boiling water and soften it up and then move it. And then maybe after that it would move around. But he really doesn't need to move his leg anyway. You do get the foot articulation. You get a fantastic tail articulation. All these joints. This is my favorite NECA Godzilla. This is just my favorite Godzilla of all. I really like this design. I love the, sort of the neck, that's kind of like I don't know, some kind of, really ferocious lizard. And he's got these broad shoulders. He's got longer arms. I don't really like the short arms on Godzilla. I like him to have, arms long enough to do some damage. Got, big sharp claws. He's got the Godzilla head. Actually, if you take it and you let's compare it to our -1 Godzilla over here. Put his jaw back on. Okay. And if we compare the way they look, they look similar. They have the similar head, but look at how cute he is. He looks so angry and cute. Looks like a Pomeranian. And you could see they both have big spikes on their back. So anyway, this is the NECA Godzilla is just really cool. But it's a little bit difficult to articulate and heavy and very collectible. These things are going for at least $50 or more now. And it's bigger than King Kong, which I do like that. I do think that the scale is more realistic. I think Godzilla really should be bigger than Kong. He always was, and I know they wanted to get him bigger for the movie, but I don't think he should be. I don't think this scale works. Especially you show him in the movie riding on top of Godzilla. This guy's going to fall over. He's not really going to be able to maintain his balance. But you can see that on top of this Godzilla, it would work. It would work better. So this is a better scale. But if you're trying to keep like the toyishness together, then I think our new Godzilla works fine. And here is Drowned Viper, which is one of the coolest toys. Now look at Drowned Viper next to Godzilla. And Godzilla's going to have a tough time. I mean, he's going to, if he gets his teeth in him or wraps around him, and you could take Drowned Viper and put him with the Godzilla, from the movie. And again, Drowned Viper's huge. Now, if we take Drowned Viper and we put him with King Kong, again, now King Kong looks like he's got, the axe, and that's going to help him a lot. But the scale is better. I think King Kong has a little bit more of a chance, but Drowned Viper's still really scary. And if you take Drowned Viper and put him with our NECA Godzilla, then it's, things are going to be a little bit unequal perhaps because, Drowned Viper's huge, but Godzilla, again, he's big enough to, if you ever watch a Komodo dragon and a python fight, it's sort of like that. The python is doing its best to wrap around the Komodo dragon, and the Komodo dragon is so strong, he doesn't care. And he just keeps chomping and chomping on the python until it's just exhausted and dead. And I don't think Godzilla would chomp on him because Drowned Viper's teeth are quite chompy, but he's going to blast him. And the Drowned Viper's not going to have the strength in his body to stop, the massive power and thick damage, really the thick hide of Godzilla. So I think that, that's going to be a really good match if you want Godzilla to win. So anyway, there you go. I would definitely recommend, for if you can get it for like 20 bucks, if you get one of these Godzillas, the Minus One Godzilla, because you can go and you can see Minus One Godzilla with far less articulation for the same price or even more. And they have Mecha Godzilla 2002 and Godzilla 2004. And, now I know you can expect the same kind of quality and articulation, which is nice. But, being that I have all those NECA Godzillas, I don't think I'm really going to be getting any more. But I was happy to get this one. So thanks for watching, and I will talk to you soon. Take care.